Welcome back to Voices for KERN. It's your boy Victor Lara with a whole new hot episode. Before we get started with this hot topic, we're gonna give a little shout out to Taco Bros. You know, we're partnered up. We're the official brand ambassadors. So shout out to them. Go and try your tacos, pasta, whatever you want to try, man. All right, so before we get started, like always, we're gonna introduce our guests. I mean, you came on before, so I mean they're already gonna know you, but all right, you haven't came on. So
True.
what we do is, what's your name? How old are you? And what is your favorite memory or thing from participating with Time for Change?
My name is Carlos. I'm 18, and one of the favorite things, memories of this place is. Great question. Even I don't know myself. Probably just the child cares.
Child cares, taking care of the kids. All right, yeah, that's cool. So, what, you want to be like a babysitter?
No.
All right. All right. So
we lost the sticker today.
Hey, bro.
You're crazy. You gotta have some fun with it. Let's have some fun with it.
I don't know, bro. I mean, taking care of kids is cool and all until.
Till you have some.
Yeah,
Until you have some. Or until you get Time for Change. You got kids running around everywhere. Going crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, I mean, you've been on before, so just go ahead and tell us your name, how old you are, and then your favorite memory.
My name's CiCi. I'm 18. My favorite memory from Time for Change would probably be the park cleanups. I think I'm happy that we adopted the park, and that we're helping our community by cleaning up. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've only been.
My favorite memory is the time when we went through this intense thing of skating. And it was like, we were like taking care of kids out there. And they were so wild. And like, we were just skating around trying to keep up with them. It was just crazy. We were giving out dollars. That's one of my favorites.
You guys gave out money?
Dollars?
Real dollars?
To the real skate, yeah. We used to do it. We were doing it during school at Skateland.
Oh,
We're gonna do it again. We'll do it again. We got more coming.
All right.
On our skates.
I'll be there trying to catch the money too.
Yeah.
Falling everywhere. All right. So, my favorite memory is probably just going on the news. You know, that was a
big deal.
Yeah, that was a really big one.
Yeah, especially first time too.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
First, yeah.
Huge deal, by the way.
So shout out to, I forgot where we went, but shout out to y'all.
ABC 23.
Oh, shout out to ABC 23.
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, so
I was ready, huh? You see that?
Good, bro. You saw it coming. All right, so our topic today is gonna be, so I mean, you guys just graduated from high school, and some of you guys are going out to college, maybe thinking about going to college, work. So our topic is kind of just to see what now, what are your guys' goals in life? What do you guys want to do? What do you guys think about certain things and stuff like that? So our first topic is definitely going to be more of a how your goals come to you, so it's passion versus security, so.
Yeah, and I'll elaborate on that too a little bit. I think when people are looking for jobs, right, or adults asking people, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? A lot of people boil down to two things. What do I love more than anything? Or what's going to really get me a solid check and a good check? And have you ever told like a grown up or whatever, like, I want to do this. And they're like, they don't make no money. And you're like,
Yeah.
feeling stupider by the second. Right? So, I think just want to talk around some of those elements too.
Yeah. So, so like Jovon said, passion is kind of what you really love to do, what drives you to do something, and insecurity is kind of like like Jovon said, just all right, I'm trying to make some good money. I might, like for example,
Like everybody wanted to be a doctor and lawyer growing up because they just knew that they had bank. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's true. And then once they become a doctor or a lawyer, they're like, dang, I don't like this, man. I'm making money, but I don't like this.
Get a couple patients die on you. I don't really know if this is for me.
Right.
Okay.
Choosing for the bread, though.
Yeah, so, what are your guys' feelings about this? What do you guys think? What do you guys think when you guys are looking for something that's more of a passion type of thing or, just for security?
I would say that for a lot of people, they go with the security route because they know that it's like set in stone. And a lot of people don't like to follow their passions because of the fact that people are judgmental, because of the fact they don't know if it's gonna go well for them. You know, like Jovon said, when you tell like a grown up, "Hey, I want to be like an influencer or like an artist or something," they're like, "They don't make no money. They don't do this. They don't do that. You got to do something that's gonna make you money." That's why I feel like a lot of people jumped into work like right after high school. I mean, I used to work fast food. And I didn't really like it that much, but a lot of people.
What restaurant? Drop it. Drop the restaurant.
Drop the restaurant.
Tell me the
I
restaurant.
used to work at Panda.
I did too.
Oh,
I worked there too.
I was gonna say Arby's or something like that. I was like,
Arby's.
Arby's is just transitional youth mobilizing for change. Jovon Dangerfield personally does not a fan of Arby's and meatloaf sandwiches. Anyway, back to what you're saying.
I used to work at fast food, but it was just because I wanted to hop in and get something that I was for sure to make money for, you know? I mean, I'm a people's person. I like talking to people. I don't mind it, but it's not something that I want to stay doing, you know? But I feel like the other stuff that I was interested in, like I used to play like instruments a lot and I wanted to be like a musician. But, you know, coming from a family that's not really like a process with, it's kind of frowned upon. Like, oh, you're going to be a musician. My mom's an RN. She's a nurse. So like, she's kind of high up there getting her like in the medical field. You know, my grandma was a nurse. My grandma did like engineering and stuff like that. So I feel like it's like frowned upon to do something that's other than like hardworking, I want to say.
Seemingly hard.
Yeah, something that makes money, you know, even if you don't like doing it. I don't know if my mom likes being a nurse, but like it makes money for us. So she, you know, she writes songs, she sings, but like you would never catch her like in a music video because that's not what pays the bills, you know? So I feel like it's more like the security that we need, not the passion.
It's like that movie with the little dude in the guitar. And no, not that one, the other one.
Coco.
Yeah. Right? And it's like your passion as you mature, you're gonna have to grow up out of that. Yeah. And get serious and get a real job.
Whatever.
I think in that movie too, I think like his family was like shoemakers or something like that, and they wanted him to do that.
You don't date shoemakers.
Nah, he's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's a good one right there, man. That's you know, how you can go from security to passion. I used to work at Panda as well, and that was bringing money. I mean, you know, shout out to Panda. You guys pay your employees well.
Okay, well, let me add on this too then, because like there's a difference between like a job and a career, right? So if you need to get some bread, or you're in school, or you're young and you're trying to get a job, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Sometimes a job is what takes you to a career, or to your career, or sometimes a job is how you discover your career. Like I worked at this place for a while and I loved what I did so much, I was like, I want to keep doing it, or I don't want to do it, or does it pay or not? And that's a question to ask. But really, like for me, for instance, I always wanted to do the stuff I'm doing now, but everybody always told me I would just be super broke. So I was always discouraged about it. Because I just didn't want to be a bum anymore. I was already a bum from 1 to 18. Now I gotta be a bum after this. So I'm like, this is garbage. But anyway, I was like, you know, I'm too passionate about it. And even when I tried to do go other ways and, you know, do the whole, you know, paralegal or try to go to school for this, I just couldn't do it. I was too passionate about this. And, you know, I ain't broke. I like that.
Bro's getting by.
Yeah, but I mean, but when you got as many hats as Jovon has, you won't be broke.
I play dice in the hood. Bow. I'm just playing. That does not reflect transition youth.
He's secretly revealing his secret hobbies.
Are you gonna catch him over there? Like, what the heck? What is this guy doing?
That was legal in Vegas. I'm just playing. Go ahead, man.
Nah, but yeah, I kind of feel the same way as well. I feel like I see myself trying to go to these jobs that I know, they're going to pay the bills, they're going to bring checks, but once I don't know, I feel like it's hard. I mean, especially like you guys just got out of high school, so you guys are going to start to see like, I mean, do I want to? Because in high school, I remember I want to be a rapper. I was like, bro, I'm going to be a rapper.
Okay.
I'm going to be a rapper.
Hold up.
A little bit.
Nah.
You ain't going to tell you garbage. Okay. Keep going there. Forget it.
Nah.
I thought you was gonna give us a little.
I don't keep it. It's because my raps, bro, they weren't PG, bro.
Oh, your raps don't reflect transition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not finna pull one of those, you know.
People didn't want you to be a rapper, or you didn't feel like it was possible, or what?
It was a little bit of half and half, but like it was kind of like, I mean, there's some people that like would hit me up like, bro, you gonna make it, bro. You gonna make it, and then there was other people that were just like, this guy's just, this guy's trash. But I mean, I thought I was good.
It's always people here.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was good, and people listen to my stuff, but it was kind of like, it goes again. Am I really gonna make it? Am I really gonna be paying the bills with this? So once I finished high school, I was just like, yeah, man, I can't keep doing this. I got to do something else, And to write a song, it's not just, a minute. Like you got to spend hours sometimes there, like just, all right, nah, this doesn't look good. Let me change this. And then to go and record this music, I used to do it in my garage, bro. And then you got to edit that. So it was kind of more like, it's what I wanted. I loved it. And to this day, I still write music, but you won't see me out here, like you said, just, out here doing music videos and stuff like that. Because it's not going to be paying the bills. Right. And I feel like it just keeps getting like that, Like I said, I keep saying it, like, you guys are going to be able to see this once. Like, I don't know, like, what are you guys passionate about?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I feel like I'm really passionate about, like, using like music and art and like other forms of that to like speak to people, whether it's through this like a youth program or like a song or something like that, or like a platform. Like I like using that to speak to people, and it doesn't matter what I'm speaking about. Like if it's something that hits somebody in the right way and it helps them, that's what I like to do.
Creative
feel like,
entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I love that. I love oh, that's a career for me right there.
That's free.
But I love doing that. But I feel like my whole thing with not starting that is that it's hard to get the ball rolling, or at least I feel like it is, because I got to keep up with, the stuff I'm doing now, going to college, trying to have a job, trying to move out, trying to just get myself together. And I feel like, not that I don't have the time for it, but it's just like it doesn't fit into the schedule that I have to have right now. Like I have to work. I have to make money. I have to be able to, help my mom out with my siblings. I have to be able to pay the bills when I get my own apartment. I have to be able to do those things so that when I decide to go back and look on, I want to do this, I feel like there's no time for it. Or I feel like I'm not in the position to where I'm going to have the time for it anytime soon.
And one thing.
That's a bar.
Yeah, it is. But I feel like a lot of the times we kind of say, it's because I don't have time for this yet. And I forgot who I seen this, but I was watching a YouTube short, and then like one of the things comes up, and the guy's like, I forgot who it was, but he says, he's like, we always gonna say that we don't have time. He's like, but it's not whether we have time, you have to make the time. So I was like, what? And then after that, like,
is that like a rap from one of your songs?
No,
just trying to sneak it in.
No, but for real though, because I thought about that at that moment, and I was like, man, he's right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the times I'm like, damn, I don't have time for this. And he's like, the more you say that, you're not gonna do it. So you have to make the time for it.
So I want to jump in, and then we can ask him about his passion too. But I want to obviously I'm here to be the old man. It's so funny. But whatever, I don't care.
Jovon's the back in my day guy.
Back in my day.
All right.
I've heard that a few
I'm
times.
upset with Carlos right. But I am the old man on the podcast, and I want to say something cool. So passion is one of those things. It's not just something you walk into. It's also something you sacrifice with and for. So for me, this is how it looked. I was operations manager. I've always been an operations manager or operations supervisor of companies. I was operations supervisor at a company called Transwest. And I would run operations and all these logistics and all these plans and schemes. And that's where I got all my operational know-how, staff know-how, leadership know-how, discipline know-how to deal with troubled employees, know how to plan big projects. And I'm going somewhere with this. Old man don't just get off on a tangent and be like, then I seen a dog. And be like, it was a good dog. Anyway, so
let him cook.
My God, and I'm no longer mad at you. Let him cook. Okay, so I did this for a decade. Okay, during that whole time, I'm frustrated because I got my mind on my dream. I got my mind on media, leadership, growth, community activism, entrepreneurship. This is where my mind is, but this is where I'm at, right? So on the weekends when we would go out and do music, we'd go out and do shows, I would literally leave work Friday at 5, get to LAX by 8:30, get on a flight at 10, fly to a different city, be at that city till Sunday, fly back, come home, drive back from LAX because you can't fly to Vegas, so it's too expensive. So I'm Southwest and Spirit, which is not Spirit-filled, but I would do that. And I did that for 7 years, almost every weekend. And it was really hard. But that set the stage for me to cross over from what I felt was safe and to branch out. But here's the other caveat. It was that everything I had learned during that came into play big time when I started learning how to do this. So had I not did that, I wouldn't have been half as efficient at all of the stuff that I'm into now. So the passion play was not only like, what do I want to do? Oh my God, my passion, oh my God. Like, that's what you think when you hear passion. Passion is like, would you work another job to keep practicing this and to keep trying to find little lanes and to keep reaching out to cats on Instagram while you do this? That's passion. Passion will keep you in the game when it don't pay nothing. Then when you get to where you're going, you look back and see, dang, all I learned along this road is exactly what I needed to for the now. Told you, old man ain't so bad.
Dang. No,
bar.
honestly, that was
a bar. And I never said that, but this one was.
No, because it. Damn, that was.
What's your passion though?
Touch me.
Simona.
Well, my passion was just music, and then a little bit of entrepreneurship. But I mean, it was just something that I found, and then I drove away from it because there was other stuff. Like as you said, like in terms of it, it was just more like something that I found along the way. Then I just like did it for a while, then it just died out on me, and then I went into something else, trying to like, you know, start a career, get it early, and then work my way through it, just to like branch out a little, and then.
So you like want to own businesses?
Hmm?
You want to own businesses?
Yeah. A little bit.
Any idea what kind or?
I used to. Well, I kind of ran one a little, but it just. We had to shut it down because.
Oh God!
This
sounded a little more fishy. Cartel.
No one's under the table. We don't talk about it.
Okay.
No, it's just I did it with a friend, and she just didn't want to like proceed with it anymore. But I was still like putting money into it, so I kept it running for a little bit longer, and then I finally shut it down. But I still have ownership of it.
No.
Still in LLC.
That's fire.
I keep it in my LLC.
Fire.
All right. So, one of the questions that we have here is, what do you think is more important when working, you know, or choosing a job, you know, to work in passion or to go off with security? I mean, it's a kind of trick question because, you know, for now, I know like I have a passion to do this. You know, I love to come to Time for Change and, you know, do this media work. You know, just seeing my help in the community just, you know, actually come a long way. But at the same time, it's like Jovon said, I'm not getting paid to do this. You know, it's kind of. So I'm also.
That's your fault. You're supposed to be getting the stipend.
Hey,
dog on board.
Hold up. And then even then,
I know it's still not money like to live like survive.
Am I gonna pay the bills with that?
You put it in a box. Okay.
And even if I afford the box, you know.
Lo siento.
No, but you know, those things are, you know, they all come into play. So now I'm over here, like Jovon said, I was working at a restaurant for a little while. And then I got to do an internship, and now I'm trying to find different ways to go and do these type of things. You know, okay, well, you know, I can't be on staff here, but maybe go staff somewhere else where I can go and make a change. So, do you guys think it's better to go off of security or just passion? What do you think is more important?
Well, from my own experience, it would really depend because there's different, I wouldn't say cultures, but there's different environments based off of like what corporations and companies have. Obviously, personal experience, more local is more friendly, and then bigger or like to be toxic.
I felt that.
So funny.
I felt that, bro.
Like what? I've been first shift. I don't like them.
Let him cook.
Let me cook. No, they like to be lazy. They get overtime. We don't. That sucks. I blame a lot.
What about you?
I would say it depends too, because kind of going back to the culture thing too, but like racially culture type thing, because like in my family, we go off security. You know, we don't go off passion. Even if you don't love something, you're gonna do it to make money to pay the bills. And I've come from like low income, like so you know, you working towards a passion while there ain't no food in the fridge and all we got to eat is noodles.
Come on, CiCi.
We not about to like.
Come on,
Like we don't care about that, you know.
Correct.
So that's why I feel like I side more with the security part. Although there's some things that I love to do and I would love to pursue, but is that going to be sustainable for me to live my life? And that's always the way that I've been taught. So security is like so much more important for me. You know, it's always been important to my family, my grandma, my cousins, my mom, everybody. So I feel like security is like a really big thing because, you know, it has to pay the bills. Sometimes I've heard this thing from my grandma. She said passion don't pay the bills. My grandma told me that before. And it can be true in some senses. You guys started yet?
I think that Crystal's passionate about coming in here and jumping on the podcast. So I like that passion. I think that's outstanding. I think the passion that she showed by wanting to get a seat on the V4K is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and segue into,
Going back.
for me, security versus passion. I would say serious passion. Serious passion, I can choose serious passion. I can't just use passion because go to Vegas. How many dudes do you see tearing the freaking drums up on the strip, homeless as I don't know what? How many times have you been to Venice where a guy is mad talented and he's like doing some wild stuff like passion, and he's getting money, he's getting tips, but he ain't got a crib, or sometimes they don't. So it's like passion will have you in the studio all day, but not go make the proper contacts. Sometimes passion will have you writing your next book, but never show it to nobody. Sometimes the passion the art will consume you, and you'll forget about the business
of it.
Yeah, and if you don't have a manager, then you got to be your manager or whatever it is in the meantime. So I'd say seriousness is like, I'm passionate, I'll do whatever it takes. I believe, and this is my personal belief, if you have a gift and it's legit and it's real, it's going to lead to money.
Yeah.
It's no way it can't. It has to, if you use it.
But I feel like, you know, just listening to, you know, especially listening to you and even coming off of my family, I feel like fear is a big part of chasing your passion. What if I don't, you know, what if I do this and then I become homeless because, you know, or what if it doesn't go like this, or what if that? So fear is a big part of why we don't pursue our dreams or our passion. So do you guys think this plays a big part as well in like going to careers? You know, like, so let's say I'm aiming for a higher job and I have all these interviews and then this little smaller company comes against me and it's like, dang, I'm scared I'm not gonna get that position. So, you know, why don't I just go to, you know, McDonald's or something, you know? No shit about McDonald's, you know? People make careers out of that. So, but,
fear.
Yeah, fear.
I feel like
Do you guys think people choose or don't choose things based on fear? That was a crazy what you just brought up right now. Do you think people do things or don't do things based on fear, career-wise, life-wise, path-wise?
I'd say like fear and self-doubt too, sort of, because people think about it like they overthink it.
And that's fear too, right?
Yeah, you
That's
start.
an element of fear.
You doubt yourself a lot, and you try to go the safe route. I feel like try to like go off and like do the thing that you know for a fact will keep you secure, or you know it's not really. And then that can go into like the security thing too, like keeping yourself secure, like not worrying about I can do this and this will do this for me, but am I really gonna do good with this? I should go over here. You know, like you separate yourself and you just it is fair. That was a good point.
And that's a good retort to that. What do you think, man?
I mean, I would say for like following up to what you said, like in terms of, because I would see it as though it's like Jovon's gambling addiction.
Bro, I gamble like $3 at a time in Vegas. I got nothing close to a problem. I'll lose $4 and be on the corner crying and like pretend to be homeless and get it back and go gamble. Once again, this is not.
That is crazy.
This ain't none of this. This ain't none of this. All right.
Flew downward.
Right.
It's all of this.
But before you roasted me terribly, what were you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I would say it's just like a big gamble. Like it's a risk in terms of like whether it is that is money's gonna help you, not help you, but like is money gonna be able to like support you through like this crappy job, or will small pay actually like give you the benefit of like happiness?
That's a bar, bro.
Dang.
That's a bar.
Hit me, bro.
That's a bar. And that's cool, right? Because school, job, it's like anything else, G. Like you start it and for like 3 months or so, it's the most important thing in the world to you. But after like a year, like, do I got to? Yeah, do I got to? First day at McDonald's, you're like, oh, I'm learning how to make the fries. You go home and tell mom. Then like after 4 months, you're like, stanky old crusty fries.
Like, why does lady want a large?
My room smells like fries. My car smells like fries. I hate fries. And so it's like everything's cool at first. So passion won't pull you through the same way commitment will. Passion will lead you and it'll help, but only commitment is really gonna get you through.
Yeah, just
you gotta commit. Yeah, you can be passionate about a boo. I've been passionate about a few boos in my lifetime, but after a couple months, am I keeping it real or not? Are we talking? We talking then. Okay, so you first get with them. Like, oh, baby, honey, lover, sugar, duo.
It's that puppy love.
Right? Holding hands everywhere. You can't go to class without seeing them 4 months later. You're like, they always calling.
Right.
Tired of them.
Where's some me time?
Exactly. So passion won't keep anything. Passion doesn't keep relationships. Passion doesn't keep jobs. Passion doesn't pull you through. You got to decide what you want to commit on. Because once you see her without them lashes,
that lace front.
without that lace front come back, you see little cornrows. I done got with Allen Iverson.
Oh my God, what did you so into?
It's like Friday when he's like, oh,
Yes.
who does she say she looks like?
Freddie Jackson.
Oh no, Janet Jackson. He's like,
Janet
Freddie Jackson.
Like Freddie Jackson, right? So what holds you when the makeup's gone? And I'm using this as contrast, you know, and analogies, but it's like, what's gonna keep you, bro? What's gonna keep you when that lace front on that job comes off? What's gonna keep you when you see her without that makeup in the morning? And she used to be the finest thing because you only seen her when she was all dressed up. But then now you see her every day. You glamorize. We talked about that in relationships. Well, same thing in careers. What are you gonna do when that job is cute or it sucks? You know. So just thinking about that.
Yeah, these are all important things to talk about, and you know, just keep in the back of our heads. You know, especially like if some of our viewers, you know, they see this and you know they're still in high school. I mean, these are things to think about for sure. You know, because you know, I feel like in high school it was easier to go ahead and do that passion, what you love. But then when you got to pay the bills, it's, you know, it gets harder. But, you know, ending off on that note, we're going to be right back with you guys. We're going to show you guys a quick little time for change promo. You know, check us out online, on Instagram, socials. So we'll be right back. What's up, y'all? I hope you guys enjoyed our promo video. You know, put a lot of effort into that. So, you know, like I said again, check us out, website, socials, everything.
What was your favorite part of the promo video?
The fact that we the fact that we made it. The fact that we made it.
The fact that we don't know what it is yet. We're G's. I love it.
All right, but
Okay.
I mean, I know that I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. It's whatever it is, it's us.
Yeah. So, you know, Carlos had to go. And
Oh,
so we are
I didn't
having a
even.
whole new guest.
Oh, you're not even Carlos, bro. Oh wow. All right.
He had
Hi, my name's Yani.
some things to do, but you know, like we're gonna say your name, how old you are, and your favorite memory from participating.
Well, my name is Yanira, Felix. My favorite memory from Time for Change would probably have to be the childcare events. I love those.
Okay,
With
so
the
just like
passion.
Carlos, he's like, all right.
I
Hey,
just
Carlos
love
didn't
kids.
start getting squirrely and like needing to leave until he started talking about that business venture with him and that lady. After that, he started getting a little squirrely, man. So
I gotta go,
I don't know what kind of deeds they're on, but they don't represent Time for Change.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carlos, he's a good dude and hilarious dude too. Yeah.
For
Shout out to
sure.
him. Thank
Shout
you
out, Carlos.
for
When
coming.
you watch this, you'll see we're roasting you.
Yeah.
Listen.
He's like, damn.
Yeah.
I knew my ear was ringing for a reason. All right, so we're gonna get back to what we were talking about before, and you know, going back to what now. And one of the things that has came up is the Dash era. You know, Jovon knows about that. I mean, you know,
It's cool. I'm gonna teach you guys. I'm gonna be the old man again, right? So the Dash era is somewhere after Generation X and Millennials, which I am a millennial, and you guys are Gen Zers. So during the millennial era, people started like doing multiple things at once. Like you go to LA. I'm in LA a lot, moving around in the industry and stuff. And it's like I'm a barista and a attorney, or I'm a producer, a music video, and this. Or sometimes people are even out here. You know, I'm a pastor, and like my pastor is the dean of CSUB, and also a pastor, and then also a public speaker, not religious related, just traveling and speaking. So it's like this Dash era has kind of led us into this ability to do more than one thing and make it kind of work. And these are some of my influences, and that's why you see me in a couple different capacities, is because I believe that you guys will benefit from this era more than any generation ever known to man. So I want to make sure that we really see and talk about that, because I can't see right now, we can't see from that far away what's coming from us. So we're trying to work on that and get closer to giving you guys the freedoms that we didn't have. Our parents said we can't do stuff like that. When I told my mom stuff, like, she was like, what? You better be a mechanic. I was like, mechanic? She was like, yeah. So my dad convinced me that I was lazy because I never wanted to mow the lawn. And whenever it was time to start mowing the lawn, I would get low and like pretend that my stomach hurt and be in there in the bathroom for like an hour. And he was like, you're lazy. And in my heart, I was like, am I? Like, because I don't want to go out there and work. I don't want to go out there and work and do different things. I want to get creative and use my mind. But it wasn't that I was lazy. It was just that I was in the wrong thing. So I want to see Gen Z know that it's okay if you can make the time and find people that are okay with that, which as you become more skilled and more prevalent in what you do, they will be okay with that. You could do multiple things, and it's not like you have to commit to like janitor only. That piano's over there, and it's like those movies where it's like, don't touch that piano. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Then he goes to Broadway and all that.
Exactly. So what I was just introing, like, what do you three, and I want to hear from you too on this one, man. What do you guys think about the ability to try to, it's okay to have a hat or two if that's what you're into. You don't have to, but it's okay to do that. So you don't have to always be like, what one thing do I want to do for the next 50 years? And that adds pressure. What do you guys think? And what do you guys, what's your approach on this?
Yeah, all right, I'll go first. Everybody just looked at me.
You have a lot of different things you can do and a lot of different talents. And there's leadership on you too. So it's kind of interesting how that all will play out.
So Yeah, there's a few things that I want to do for sure. So, you know, I didn't know about this dash era. So, I mean, it's cool to kind of see it now too. I mean, I've only ever seen my family, like my family members on one thing.
Yeah.
So my dad works in a factory. That's what he's done for,
Mine too.
you know, as long as I can remember. So, so honestly, it's pretty cool to see that, you know, especially seeing it, you doing it. You know, you're doing this, you're doing that. So it kind of gives me the motivation to do that as well. And I feel like there's a few things that I want to do for sure. You know, doing this, I love to do this. You know, just making a change in the community, possibly starting my own nonprofit or, you know, doing something.
Youth intervention work on you too,
Yeah.
from all the stuff you've been through. So
That's actually what I want to target specifically.
for sure.
And then going off of like public speaking, you know, like the assembly that's going on.
Oh,
I got invited to a panel on for the KERN equity something.
Okay.
With the current superintendent of schools.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be on the panel in there.
That's fine.
And then, you know, so public speaking as well. And then I've been thinking about maybe politically getting into maybe city council or something like that. You know, that's where the change happens. And if you want to make a change, you got to be there.
I'll call Andre. That's what he says. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This is not really related to what we're doing, but I'm just going to do it anyway because it's cool. You know that there's a youth city council.
Yeah, I looked into that, and I think it was
You got to be under 18.
Yeah,
Okay,
under
I
18
figured
or
that.
under.
I figured that. So I'm going to touch on that too then. So when you talked about all these different things, they really weren't all that different. They were just like not the exact same execution, but at the heart of the matter, it was the same. So sometimes things get confusing when you see people doing a lot of different things, right? Like you're over here, you're over there. What is it? But if my gift is just connecting with people, and you see me do that 50 ways, am I really doing 50 things, or am I just doing the same thing different ways? So what I end up doing, and I'm just putting this to you, is like you talked about public speaking, you talked about intervention work, you talked about, you know, potential politics. Okay, Vic, you got to clean it up. No more gangster rap. His songs start resurfacing when he runs for office. Drill music. But what I did is I started my company, Kingdom Activists Incorporated. You better believe that. Where I wanted to do all these things, so I was just like, I should create a company where I can do these things. If you need me to come speak, hit me. If you need me to come do this, hit me. If you need me to show up somewhere, hit me. And it all went into the same company, so it really wasn't different things. It was the same thing. It just looked like different things to everybody else. So perception is a mother freaker because just because everybody else thinks you're way out and doing too much and going, but if you know the heart of your vision and you know the heart of what you're doing and you can make it make sense, make it make sense. Who cares what somebody's talking about? I feel like passing the offering plate around right now. Boy, we at church.
Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, I feel like, you know, even like now that you mentioned that, I always think like, dang, Jovon's doing all these different things, but you just mentioned that, like, they usually all, you know.
It's related to the same.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like, I'm like out somewhere like fixing tires and another job like as an Uberman and as another job as like a veterinary assistant. That would be like all over the place. But if you got gift, like CiCi's gift is the ability to speak, the gift of gab, and she has the way to connect to you while she's doing it. So she's not just talking, she's talking at your heart, she's talking at your mind, and you want to listen to her. The first day I met her, before I even ever met her, she came up to me before I even took this position. It was like, "You're gonna take the job, huh?" And I was like, "I am now." You know, one kid, bro, came up to me at the thing maybe like a year and a half ago. But anyway, like how if she wants to market that gift a few different ways to see where it hits or where it doesn't and how it goes, that's perfectly fine. You know, so I think older people that had like a sorry experience will sometimes translate that experience and scare the crap out of their kids because they're really just fearful of their kids not like achieving. But it's like, I'm sorry, you didn't get it cracking, but I'm about to get it cracking. You know, and I had to tell my mom that straight up at a certain point. Like when I come around, stop telling me that this thing I want to do is not going to work out. This is maybe like 8 years ago. And she was like, but it's not. And I was like, that is, you know what? Right?
That kind of plays into the security and the passion too, because you know it's like if your parents were not able to do the things that you're doing now, it's kind of frowned upon. That's why it's looked at that way, because they didn't have that experience and they're not trying to do what you were doing. And I feel like, you know, like a lot of parents just like to like compare their childhoods to their kids too. Like, I never got to do that. It would have never worked out for me. It would have never happened for me like that. Why do you think it's gonna work out for you? And I'm like, this is a different day and age. Like, this is a whole new generation. We got better technology. We got better resources. Like, we have so much more for people to push and get to where they need to be. So I feel like hating on us for not, you know, following those safe steps is like, I would say it's disrespectful, like doubting your child, because, you know, we got a lot of stuff that we can do. You know, there's a lot of kids who are outspoken. There's a lot of, I know some really, like, kids my age who are, like, super, like, big and out there, and, like, they know what they want to do with their lives, and I feel like they just don't have that support system. So it kind of shuns on their gift. Like me too, a little bit, because my mom was like, you want to do public speaking, all this stuff. And I love my mother. No disrespect. I love my mom.
Shade her.
She's gonna
Shade your mom right now.
She's gonna hear when she gets home, bro.
Roaster. Get grounded if you want to.
Like, I love my mom, but there's just always been times where I would have never, like, came to, like, Time for Change, for example. Like, I would have never did it if I wasn't going out on my own. You know? If I wasn't doing it on my own, like, going out by myself. And, like, if she was there behind me when that booth was at my school, I would have walked right past it. I would have walked right past it, because she would have had something to say. What is this going to do for you? How is this going to push for college? How is this going to push for your future? And I'm seeing a lot of stuff that is helping me push forward. I would not be talking on a podcast. I would not be this open about talking to, like, other people, meeting new people, coming up to your face, not even knowing who you are. I would not be that, like, that confident in myself. But it's because I did it for myself.
Come on!
I'm not listening to, like, my mom or my siblings.
Pour some out for the home.
You know, like, I'm just doing it for me, you know? Yeah.
I'm about to freaking start crying. What do you think about all this?
I think that's, like, she has a definite point on that. Like, because my mom, for example, she's, since she didn't really go to college here, she doesn't really have, like she doesn't really know how hard it is. So, like, whenever I was put into college, they gave me 4 classes. My counselor had given me 4 classes. And every time I come home, I get the same talk. Like, she's like, you need to get more classes, you're lazy, like, all of your cousins already have, like, 6 classes, but she has to understand that they're like seniors in college already. They've been, like,
that's like the easiest year.
Now I'm gonna ask this with respect, and I'm not gonna joke about that, but did she go and graduate and stuff?
She did. Okay, in Mexico, she did, like, a short education. It was about 2 years, but she just wanted to be, like, an accountant, I believe. Yeah, it was very short, but, like, she was.
But it's nothing compared to the system you're having to deal with at these monster schools and stuff.
For example, I'd want to become, like, a school psychologist, and that takes about 4, 5, 6 years.
6.
Yeah.
6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
On your master, you guys
You're around there. Yeah. If you go nonstop and max out on credits and get into graduate programs and intern and all that, then you can get in the game.
Yeah.
That was the original path I was on. Once I finished my master's, I had a choice to make, but I'll jump into that later.
But yeah, in her eyes, she thinks it's very easy, and she also wants me to get, like, a job, and I think she wanted me to help her out, like, because she's also a cleaning lady right now. She cleans an office. She also wants me to help out with that, and right now I don't know how bad the workload is. So what I don't want is to get that job and help her out in the office and, like, not have enough time for my schoolwork, because again, I don't know how hard the workload is.
Wow.
And it's just really stressful on me, because I feel like I'm not enough for her sometimes.
Come on, honey.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Wow.
I mean, you know, it's definitely.
That's real.
Yeah.
I felt that too.
That's how I be feeling too.
I just
with my
transferred.
mom.
Yeah. What? Go ahead, keep going.
It's like she has so many expectations, you know?
Yes.
Especially since we're still pretty young, you know? She has all these expectations. And my mom's a nurse, I said it before. But, you know, she had to do a lot to get where she is. And I'm proud of her, I am, because she did it all with me and my siblings. I have 7 siblings, my mom has 8 kids. So there's a lot of us. She works a lot. We have to take care of each other. But I feel like since she had to work so hard to get where she is, because she had kids, so many kids at that, and because she's trying to get to be a nurse, you know, she wants me to do the same thing, you know? She wants me to have to push as hard, but she wants me to do it in something that's like logical in her sense.
Yeah.
You know, like if I told her I wanted to be a musician, I played cello for 4 years and I loved it and I wanted to be a musician so bad. But when it came to her and I asked her, I love my mom's opinion. I like hearing her opinion. But there was a time where I was so consumed by what she said to me. And I wanted her to be the one to tell me how I should make my decisions. So when I
This is going
So-
crazy right now. This
No,
is
but
going
it's
crazy.
it's the truth.
It
though.
really is
like,
true.
So when I
Yeah.
would tell her like I want to be a
Yeah.
musician, if she told me that's not literal, I quit that same day. I quit, and I've never touched a cello since because of what she told.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of what she told me. She said, "Is it gonna pay the bills? Going back on, is it gonna pay the bills? Is it gonna help you support yourself? If I were to like kick you out right now, how would you support yourself playing the cello?" That's the type of stuff that I was thinking about. But I'm trying to unlearn those things for myself now because I'm 18. You know, I'm not grown. You know, I still live with my mama. I love my mama.
Yeah,
But
facts.
I'm getting to be in that young adult life, and I have to start making those decisions for myself. You know,
Yeah.
I have to start finding out what I am passionate about, finding out what I am gonna take and not gonna take. You know, this is gonna be my life regardless. You know, so I have to start thinking about it and unlearning the disrespect and like all the bad things that I had learned before from other people and from my parents and my siblings and stuff like that. It just takes time, and I feel like I'm in that process currently. So.
Oh my God. Mess around and have a dream and watch people project every failure they've ever had onto you. You have to be careful who you share your dreams with, because your ear and your heart is fertile ground for seeds via words that enter and germinate in your soul.
May I add something else?
Yeah,
I'm
add
sorry.
whatever. No, don't apologize. It's a podcast. That's kind of what we do.
It's because I didn't know this part of CiCi, and now I really want to talk to them about it. Okay, because like when you're little, like the words that they the words that they oh my gosh, there's so much I want to say right now.
Let her cook.
Oh my
gosh.
God. Okay, because like when you're little, like everything that they tell you, like they're like your idol, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, okay, like I love them so much, and like I still love my mom. I love her with all my heart. She's like my best friend. She knows everything. But
Wow.
like there comes a point where everything that they tell you, like, you know, you start to like try to be what they want. Like they feed you all these expectations that they want from you, and sometimes you can't fulfill them, and when you can't fulfill them, like they kind of like complain to you about it, and like they make you feel like you should, like you're lazy and that like you shouldn't like
And little kids are like extremely impressionable too.
yes,
Like they consume everything, which is why I try my best not to push that on my little siblings, because I don't want to be that person like, oh, my older sister is the reason why I didn't get to do this. No, go do what you want, but do it safely and do it in a way that you love, not based off what other people are telling you. Because I consumed every thought that my mom told me, every little thing, you know? And it did make me a better person, and it made me into the woman I am today, but it did also kill a part of me that I really loved.
And peep this out too. Parents, as much as they're like all-knowing, all-seeing, God-type figures, wait till you see them become a grandparent. They change their whole approach.
Yeah.
It's like, why aren't you
They
beating
do.
my kid like you're beating me?
Right.
No, I'm just playing
Why
on
he
that
not
part.
eating
But
food?
like, why? Like, where did this gangster Frank Lucas Tupac mom go? And now you're like this sweet nanny. And I say all that to say, as time goes on, parents realize where they messed up at. I have a pretty decent gap between my daughter and my son. You know, it's decent. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do some things different. And I didn't really do like too bad, but I don't know. She might say different, but I still didn't like. I didn't destroy her or anything like that. But I'm still gonna do things different. So sometimes, when somebody says something is important too, because like it'll be somebody you trust, but then like let them keep on living, and all of a sudden they're like, well, you could, you know, get a minor in this and a major in that, and kind of play the cello. And if something cracks off, that'd be cool. But if it doesn't, you still could. You know, work a little 9-to-5er and do your cello stuff on the weekend, travel out, come in. So it could have been a different mindset if you keep living. So sometimes you have to be careful, because like somebody will project their current life on you. And then you'll see them later and be like, remember what I said about Bitcoin? It's all a lie. Bitcoin's popping. I'm rich now. I'm like, bro, like, why did you do this to me? Like, because you caught me at a bad time.
I feel like it's the approach. Too.
Exactly, it's the approach. So we have to be careful with people's word. Like I listen, but I can't put all my investment into what somebody thinks because their opinion is gonna change too.
Yeah. I feel like that's why it's different with parents. Like why I try not to hold grudges because they were kids growing up too at some point.
Trauma.
So they're learning and they're getting there. And then the point that I'm at right now, she could have been in her life at one point. And my mom was a young mom, so she always had a kid with her.
Wow.
So she was just going, and I feel like.
Still became an RN?
Yeah. I think she wanted to be since she was younger.
Fire.
So I feel like she wanted me to drive my passion the way that she had to work so hard to drive hers. And I feel like it came from a place of love. It was just her approach.
Yeah.
It's just the way that you approach things. Like when someone tells you, what are you going to do after high school? You don't want to be a bum. Like that's what you hear all the time. Like you don't want to be a bum. Like, and it's just the approach. Like, do you, like, what are you interested in?
Right.
Like, what do you want to do? Like not putting it in a negative light so that you don't scare people. I feel like a lot of Gen Z is scared, Like we don't
minority Gen Z.
We're fearful.
Yeah.
We don't know what we want to do, and we don't know how we're going to be looked at if we decide to do something that everybody else is not.
That is
Societally,
so true.
like everybody is scared. I want to say.
And all this pressure from all the older generations is just making it so much worse.
Like when I see an influencer on TikTok or something. They're like, what is she doing? Like, she don't have a job. Like, they think
I think like that too, though. Hold up.
I mean, sometimes I do, but I don't know the business. That's the thing. I ain't seen the numbers.
Yeah.
Some people like, okay.
Y'all,
because I'm involved with music, right? Like heavily. Some artists be like, yo, just got off the jet. I'm like, I just seen you at freaking Chick-fil-A, bro. He got the chain, but it's fake, and it's like it's not real, and it's like goes so hard to try to like. So there are people that'll do that and best trying to fool you, but then there's also people that are like local and they're making like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 racks a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it when they're influencers and they have something else, like they'll start their own business.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
like that's practical because like, what are you gonna do once?
Influence forever.
Yeah, like
Hey
they're like,
my TikTok.
That's what I'm saying.
Join your boy.
Once you hit a certain age, it's gonna be like, dude, you can't be doing this no more.
Facts, dude.
So if you have something on the side, like, I mean, and that goes again to having like backup plans and stuff like that because. I don't know, but I mean, I feel like that about.
No, I just feel like trying it, like judging people for trying it,
Yeah.
or like having that on the side thing.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be an influencer, have a lash business, but also going to cosmetology school.
Mhm.
I think that's cool. Like I think that's nice.
You
like,
could have two people do the same things, and she's making -$5, and this person's making $500,000.
like
So you can't really judge a book by its cover.
yeah, I feel like it's.
I need to see the numbers.
I just don't want to like have that judgment over me. I feel like I would have did so much other stuff, like tried so many other things, like joined other programs if I hadn't been so like worried about the judgment that was gonna be placed on me because I'm not doing what somebody else wants me to do.
But sometimes Gen Z sounds like you guys talk as if you're like 90 years old already. If I would have had the chance, I would have did things. It's like 18. Like you are just starting your whole life like right now, and you're like reflecting on your regrets. 6th grade. I should have drank that juice box. Tonka truck. Stole my passion. It's over for me, guys. I'm gonna put me in the retirement home, guys. Like so, and that's all of us, though. By the way, the pressure equals us feeling like we've missed it because of the fear we talked about earlier.
I just want to start earlier because a lot of people are like, I was doing this at 15. Like I feel like that's how the other generation is. I was doing this at 13. I was walking 12 miles to school. Like. I'm like, who in their right mind? Like, why is that? I don't gotta walk 12 miles.
That's dumb.
My mom picks me up.
That's dumb in any era.
Like,
there was horses back then.
like,
ride one. Like,
I just feel like it's just because some people didn't have it, and since we have it, they're looking at it as stupid because the way that we're using it, And I feel like it's just like that for everybody. I feel like even the generation after this we're just gonna be like. Ugh, y'all got flying cars? Like, we ain't have those in my days. We had wheels.
I had to go on wheels,
Like,
and some of those stories were lying. They weren't walking no dang 12 miles. Full of crap. It was more like 2 miles.
But right. Like, ain't no way you went
down the street.
And they kept stopping for breaks.
Right.
Through a rainforest filled with tigers.
Right.
I got bit by a snake on my way to school. No, you
My
didn't.
dad has this like outrageous story that he would live in a jungle. I swear.
In Mexico or no?
Yeah, in Mexico.
Hey, that could be true.
It's a jungle in Mexico, and he says it was called La Tochi. and that there was occasionally tigers that would roam at night,
Oh,
and
that's going a little far now.
and his dad would force him, whenever the cattle would escape the corral, he'd force him to go out in the middle of the night to just retrieve the cattle, and he couldn't come back if he didn't get that cattle.
Oh my
That's
god!
terrifying.
Like the movie 300.
That's actually
It's
scary.
like, go, Leonidas.
Like I believe it. I'd
That's
believe it if
scary.
he said that that my grandpa made him like bring the cattle back and wouldn't let him come back unless he had the cow, because my grandpa was like it was his way or no, or the
The
highway.
machismo,
Yeah.
I know some people
He
like
was
that.
harsh, very harsh.
But the tigers?
Yeah, the tigers. No, I
Well, no damn tigers.
I do not believe the
He
tigers.
probably heard. And
That was a fart. Damn, it's tired.
Los tigres. ¿Dónde vas? Anyway, I want to ask this real quick because it's not on our notes. But do you think, as minorities, and we have a good assortment, black and brown right here, do you think, because of generational trauma, because I grew up with a lot of Hispanic people when I moved down to the valley from SAC, and I was in the labor camp with the homies, and their parents, the big thing with them was like, I sacrificed all this so you could tell me at 18 you don't know what the heck you want to do. And it's like a stab in the face to the people that have, I'm working these fields with you in mind. I'm working these hard jobs so that you can go to school and not have to work these hard jobs. So that's what I've seen on, and then in black, it's just the black perspective is just like that crabs in a barrel, like nobody makes it. Only 2 out of 10, and that's all we ever see. We know more criminals than we do lawyers.
Right.
We know more gangsters than we do influencers. We know more people on the news for jail than being on the news reporting.
Hey, remember I told you about that?
Yes. So when I look at it like that, I think minorities, and we don't have to jump into it too much or whatever, but I would just wanted to put that out there that some of the stuff that our parents are telling us is like generations in the making.
Yeah.
Like not just one generation. I'm talking about
Long
for
way
us
back.
all the way back to
Yeah.
slavery.
Yeah.
One guy gets in that house and works in the master's crib.
Yeah.
One. And he got to be light,
Right.
like Yanni,
Yeah.
but he's black.
Right.
And he's in the house. And the rest of us are outside wishing we were him.
Right.
That translates throughout history into now where it's the same thing. Where somebody comes and is like, got a job at Frito-Lay. You're like, get me on. You're like, can't do it. It's like, dang.
That's where the hate comes from too.
Exactly.
You start hating on each other because you're not in the same position.
Exactly. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty good topic.
Yeah.
It is. This was a good
We're gonna have to touch this again for
I think
sure.
so.
Like this is
For sure.
we only talked about a few things here. It's crazy. Yeah. And we don't even. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like we've said time and time again, we're not here to find answers. We're just here to start the conversations. Hopefully
We say that?
Yeah, bro.
Where do we say that?
One time you told me that.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
We say that.
Yeah, so
Fire.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys on the next one. And peace.
Bye.